spin-off Sopranos-like crime drama from 2022's The Batman. Starts off right where it ended. The Riddler has basically decimated the city of Gotham. It's flooded, everything's going bad, and they actually reiterate all that. And it feels like it takes place maybe a day or two, if not maybe a week after all the craziness has happened. So the Penguin realizes that all that stuff's not going good. And because Carmine Falcone has died, his son is going to take over the criminal enterprise that is left behind. And he has a genius idea of introducing a new drug. And because that new drug is there, he tells the Penguin about it. And in doing so, they get messed up together. He divulges his plan, but then he starts talking mad amounts of trash towards the Penguin. When he does so, the Penguin does not like that. Doesn't like it at all. Shoots and he kills him, which results in him having to cover it up. That's the beginning of the Penguin. It shows how he goes from a middle man, and more likely the story will proceed to where he becomes the Penguin we all know. That's the beginning of the story, which can be pretty interesting. It could be like, instead of he doesn't seem like he's going to become a good guy at all. And he does, I don't know, a little rant where it sounds like he wants to be a well-respected gangster, which is, I don't know, we've seen that. It's like, I'm kind of a good guy, but also a good bad guy. I don't think that's going to happen. More than likely, he's going to become so bad that whatever. But it shows real instantaneously that he's pretty ruthless. Like, he is very ruthless. And if you cross him at all, not great. From there, he proceeds to dispose of the body. And once he disposes of the body, or in the process of disposing of the body, you realize he's getting carjacked. Once he's getting carjacked, he shoots at the people that are doing it, and they're a bunch of basically teenagers. One of them does not get away, and he happens to have a stutter. He is a stutter. So he's also kind of as broken as he feels, because he's kind of club-footed, or his foot is so messed up. There's a little part of him that feels for him. They're kin, right? They're just as messed up. Which is, it's fine, but clearly he's all for the people who are just as messed up as he is, and he's like, let me give you a chance. Which he does, and by the end of the episode, you realize, like, maybe he's his new right-hand man, because he can't be his right foot because his right foot is gone. But, well, it's not gone, it's just messed up enough to where it just doesn't work right. They continue on with that. What I thought was clever about it is the first time I watched it, I thought the character was pretty lame. Victor Aguilar, which is his basically right-hand man, the kid. That dude's kind of lame. It didn't really match up. But when you watch it a second time, you start to realize everything that he does, he absorbs everything that he's talking about, and he uses specific words to kind of manipulate things to go in his favor, which actually ends up being really clever. The first time you hear it, there's a good chance you'll just overlook it because you're just watching the story, and the story is compelling enough that you don't want to like look at your phone, you don't want to do this or that, whatever. You're actually following it because it's like, it's intriguing. It's very Sopranos-esque or whatever. But when you watch it a second time and you start really seeing the context of the scenes, you start realizing the words that are used. He's actually very clever. and he uses a lot of his own. He uses a lot of Penguin's own words against him, in a, like I said, a clever way. I thought that was really well done. And by the end of the episode, you realize he's either doing that for his own good, he's either going to be his really good right-hand man, or he's going to use everything he knows against him, which could probably be easily done because there's a lot done in this first episode that would make you assume now he has a bunch of dirt on him. I mean, he has like all the dirt on him. So we will see how all that goes. So after they sort of dispose of the body, they go on about showing Penguin's regular day. Like, he's basically middle management. He's kind of like he's middle management. He does the supply drops. He's a drug dealer. And because of the flooding of Gotham, a bunch of their shipments has been messed up. They say they can only recover about 30%. And in true fashion of anyone that's in that industry, when he gets called up to the big leagues, which is the main management people, he's like, we recovered 70%, which is the opposite of what he's been told. Fine. But when he goes to kill, or before he kills Alberto Falcone, he told him about a very special drug that they're trying to bring in that is better than the main drug that they're actually dealing in. Alright, fine. So he knows that better than someone else. And of course, the person who comes in while he's talking about that is his sister, who's locked up in Arkham Asylum, except she's not anymore. She's actually there, in person. And the only two people who knew about that plan is him and his sister, because, of course. Honestly, the girl who plays the sister is great. She has the crazy eyes. She looks a little tortured. Looks like she's been in an insane asylum. She's the same girl from How I Met Your Mother. It kind of works. And it's only the first episode, so we can see if it just gets played out with her just doing the crazy big eyes and whatnot. We'll see how it continues to go. As far as the first episode goes, I say it works. I think it works pretty well. They do a scene where they go to a lunch spot, a very high-end lunch spot. She orders a salad, and she's sitting there just, like, eating it with her bare hands, which I was like, all right, it also kind of works. It's like somebody right out of an insane asylum is just like, I don't even remember how to eat correctly, and she's just, like, stuffing her face. It works. But during that, it also shows that she's very aware that what he said is the only thing that her brother has told her about their plan about the drugs to continue forward. So she's not sure that he killed her brother, but she's kind of putting one to one together. Makes a lot of sense. It's all good. And for a first episode, so far, everything has been lining up. My opinion, it's done very well. Fine. But also, Penguin, in pretty much the episode to this point, has been very smart. He's been pretty genuine. Like, he's quick on his feet as far as, well, that's actually kind of funny. He's quick on his feet for having a messed up foot. But he's quick on his feet as far as dealing with new problems that come up that he has to talk his way out of. And people mention to him about how good he is at talking. And it makes sense because he is good. The writing is pretty damn decent. So they continue on with that. And so once the lunch scene is done, he kind of realizes, like, damn, she's probably on to me. And this is the only part of the episode, and it's not even that bad part of the episode, but it shows how in tune that the underground criminal aspect of this world is. They go on like multiple trains. They do all this train hopping. They eventually go to a car that most people should not know about. And then he goes to his mom's house, and there's a whole scene there. It shows that he's very, very close with his mom. His mom's going a little crazy, and you would think that she's the kind of mom who's like, oh, I don't tell her about anything, just leave her out of it, whatever. But it kind of seems like she knows what's going on, which is fine. That's all good. They leave that, and then he starts getting chased by, well, the Falcons. And after that happens, like, he does kind of the thing that I would wish people would do in either horror movies or any chase scenes, where it's like he kind of gets away for a half second and he simply hides in a very obvious spot and people just rush by him, and it's just like, boom, he comes out and he goes to get in his car, but somebody was clearly left behind, and he gets caught pretty simply. Whatever. He does something, gets rid of somebody, but then he still gets caught. But what he does is something I think more people should do, and the way that they portray it kind of shows that it probably actually wouldn't work. But I'm surprised it hasn't been done in other, especially horror movies or chase scenes or whatever. It was clever, and also at the same time, it shows how not clever it is. So good job to you guys. Good job to the production crew. It's fine. Anyways, it goes on to show him being basically tortured. Straight up tortured. He's tortured. And Sophia Malcone is not having it. And I would give it up to this actress. It's only the first episode, but she has crazy eyes, the just giant owl eyes, just wide-eyed, staring you down. She doesn't believe you. She swears she has you dead to rights kind of deal. And they're going, and then bam, big crash happens at the front of their house, and a car slams in with the dead body of her brother, which is the one they stashed in the car you see earlier in the episode. I didn't fully mention that. It's fine. You could probably put one and one together. But on the trunk, it's ascribed to one of the other major bosses, Salvatore Moroni, which he's mentioned and seen in in the Batman movie. But he's mentioned at the beginning of the show, he's mentioned in the movie. If you're a Batman fan, it's there's a bunch of, the best way to put it is mid-level crime bosses, because none of them are super huge outside the bigger names. And it kind of takes all the heat off of Penguin. And because of that, it kind of shows that the Penguin and his new right-hand man, Victor, the kid who's tried to steal his car earlier, Victor Aguilar, seems to be his new right-hand man. And we'll see how it goes from there. The first episode plays out pretty typical, but it all kind of works. I think it works, and we'll see how the second episode goes. I think the pacing was really good. The acting was really, really decent. And for the most part, most of the characters are also very, very intriguing. It's only one episode, so it's kind of hard to determine. But it is an hour-long episode, and I don't want to say you feel it, but you feel that you watched a full hour and it was earned. So hopefully they continue on with something like that, and we'll see now that it comes out apparently on Sundays, which I have a feeling they release it on Thursday just to do a comparison to Agatha. And if you're going to compare it to Agatha, this one, like, it clubs it like a seal. Like, it's brutally better. It's so much better. It's way better paced. I was actually entertained the whole time. At no point did I think I should check my phone to do literally anything else. So we'll see next week if it continues on with this. But the premise, the underground scene of like Gotham, I don't know if people are looking forward to something like that. But if you were, this is the show that will probably pique your interest. You should keep watching it, keep going. It already has, I believe it's like a 9 point something or very high on like IMDb. I haven't checked the Rotten Tomato scores, but I assume it's pretty high. Like I said, only the first episode. It's done really well, and hopefully if it continues on this path, it'll probably be a strong 8 or better, and we'll get a good show out of it. I really hope so. I don't know if they'll continue on with something like this. We shall see. Anyways, thanks for checking in on my review of this. This is my first review on this channel. And if you like what I had to say, or you care about what I had to say, please subscribe. Continue to subscribe. Continue to watch. Anyways, I'll catch all you later. Peace.